Hello guys and welcome to today's video. Today we are talking about the Roy vs Nemona rematch, which is for this episode currently coming up, episode 101. So let's briefly touch on who's battling who. So originally we thought going into this episode that it was just a 1v1 between Pokémon and Mega Lucario. It turns out that it is a 2v2 battle, because in the preview we saw Bombi fighting against Roy's Crocodile. And fun fact actually, the team that Nemona uses with Bombi kind of confirms the canon style for her is Crocodile, which is a really cool reference because basically she only is Crocodile if the player chose Liko. If the player chose Sprigatito, and Liko is the Spaghetti trainer. So it's actually that's a pretty cool reference. I think that's really intentional. But yeah, so we have a 2v2 in our hand. It's funny as we start with Bombi versus Crocodile. Which I do believe Roy will probably take the lead in the fight, and I think they'll do that. I think they've probably done that so the viewers can see how much stronger Roy's got by defeating one of Nemona's Pokemon. But then we're going to have Pokémon come out, and I think Pokémon's going to quickly defeat Crocodile, and then it's going to come down to Mega Lucario versus Terrestrial fighting Pokémon, and I think that's very key to say because her Pokémon in the games uses Terra Electric, so them to change it to Terra Fighting for the anime. It's definitely going to put Roy and Lucario on a challenge, as they're going to, have to overcome super effective 2x damage moves since obviously Lucario is a part fighting type. So before I go over who wins, I really quickly want to go over the history of these two characters. So Roy and Nemona met in episode 10 of Pokemon Horizons. That's the first time they met, and Roy took interest in Nemona, and in that same episode Roy battled against Brassius, which Nemona watched, and she took interest in Roy. And the next time they battled, they met up again at the start of the Nemona arc, and they wanted to have a battle with each other. But obviously, the bell went before they could have the battle. But then they had a battle a few episodes later, in the episode when Roy actually met Brassius. The first part of the episode, Roy actually battled against Nemona, and Roy actually was doing pretty decently. So Nemona, of course, won the battle since he is champion ranked. And then we saw them again, and then Nemona again talked with Roy after his battle against Hassel in the academy. Her just wishing him good luck and all that. And then the next time after that was when Roy had that loss against Rhyme. Nemona showed up and they did some training together as well. It wasn't like battle training, but it was like a different kind of training, and she was there to support Roy in that. And now, obviously, we now had the rematch of Roy and Nemona. So let's talk about the results. So obviously there are 3 results, which is a Nemona win, a Roy win, and a draw. So right away, I think out of the 3, I want to rule out the draw the most. I don't think they do a draw, because I don't think it would make sense for it to be a draw. I think it'll either be a Nemona win or a Roy win. So let's go with the possibility of a Nemona win. On paper, the Nemona win makes the most sense, since obviously Nemona is champion rank, and there's also been a year since they obviously last spoke to each other and obviously last battled. And even though Roy's got stronger in that year, you can assume Nemona probably got stronger in that 1 year. However, there is one thing I would say that kind of could give Roy the win, which is him using Mega Evolution. Because remember right, Nemona does not know that Roy has Mega Evolution yet. She only knows Roy had Terrestrial. The last time they fought, she only knows that Roy had Terrestrial. So, and obviously we know as well, Lucarios are always very strong in the anime. They always make them very strong, and they usually get on plot armor. so realistic. So I could see also Roy winning. And a lot of people are saying that, oh, as Roy wins, it's a disgrace because Roy's not champion rank and Nemona would be seen as weak. If Nemona lost to Roy and the fight was close, then that's okay in my opinion. Just have the fight be close. Don't make it one-sided. Just have the fight be close. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think the fight's going to be close. I think Roy's going to take the early lead, and then Nemona's going to take out Roy's Crocodile, and then it's going to come down to whoever can, win out the two, Pokémon and Lucario. If Roy lost, to be fair as well, it could have a really good development arc with Lucario, since we haven't really got anything on with Lucario yet. We haven't had any development, any backstory. We also, as well, Roy hasn't lost a battle in this arc yet, to be fair. So, if he lost to Nemona, I don't think that would actually be a bad thing at all on paper. But if Roy beat Nemona, I know the fans would be so angry. I know that. Because, like I said, if you remember the Gita win, even when Liko beat Gita, there was a massive outrage. But this is the thing, like, people saying, oh, some even saying, but Liko's so weak because they're making Roy win everything and they're making Liko lose everything, so they're making Liko look weak. That's not even true, honestly. You gotta remember that Liko really hasn't really trained properly in a year. She might have had a little bit at the academy, but like that is it. She really hasn't had much training outside then. But then you have Roy doing a whole training journey for a whole year. So it's not really like it's not really that Liko is weak at all. It's just Liko, obviously hadn't battled as much. But yeah, if you want my thoughts, I think it's either going to be a Roy win, like a very close Roy win, or a very close Nemona win. I think the fight is going to show how far Roy has come, and he's going to depend on who's going to outlast the other. But anyway, yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.